What's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back. We are here with amazing digital circus. Episode 4 trailer. Let's freaking go, dude. I love this series. I also loved Murder Drones by them as well, which was freaking good too. I have so much merch. And it's just so good and I love it so much. And I'm really freaking hyped for us to check out this trailer together. This episode 4, that means it's coming. It's coming. And also, I hope you like, subscribe, leave a comment down below to feed the algorithm quads. The code word for today, so I know you didn't skip the intro, is fries. The thumbnail had a fast food bag, so I'm assuming takeout. Fries. All right, let's get into it.
In this instructional video, you'll learn all about the ins and outs of what's going to happen in the next brand new digital circus.
Woohoo!
Team, we're working at a fast food place today, so roll up your sleeves and wash your hands because we got burgers to make.
Why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you?
Looks like somebody doesn't have their smile on. Why don't you go into the freezer?
It's hell. I thought I escaped the food service industry. I thought I escaped. I'm a fucking restaurant owner now, so I actually technically didn't escape. I was a waitress for so long, though. Oh my god. And now even my shows. Even my shows! No! Yeah, we just talked about my restaurant and everything too. Yeah, I own a restaurant for those of you guys who don't know. Because I haven't really talked about it much on stream. I started mentioning it more recently. But yeah, I do that outside of making videos. And we're talking about how like streaming, like YouTubing is different. People put a lot of effort into YouTube videos. It's very different. Not me personally. I do reaction content. It's way different for me. But streaming is easy as fuck. You talk, you play a video game, watch a video. It's not that hard. Streaming is not hard. There's a lot of YouTube content creators that put a lot of fucking effort and love into their videos and they work hard. That's different. I can respect that. Streaming, people are like, streaming is harder than a 9 to 5. Some streamers are. And I'm like, you haven't worked a job. There's no way you can have your soul fucking sucked out of your body from working in like the food service industry or customer service and say that with a straight face. There's no fucking way. All right? You just got too early into streaming, made too much money too fast, and you don't know what it's like to fucking work in that shit, okay? Oh no, it's socially exhausting. I'm so socially exhausted. Mentally. Do you know who the fuck else is mentally exhausted and socially exhausted? People who work in the food service and customer service industry. Because you gotta be happy and smiling and shit while they be And it's like streamers don't understand. It's the same fucking concept, but they say it to you in person. So it's even harder. Okay? And then you got to interact with colleagues. And like the thing, at least when you're a streamer, you can say fuck you and ban somebody, and it's no problem. You can't do that to customers. You can't. You just gotta sit there and because that's your fucking job. Okay. All right, I'm good. Sorry, I'm good. I just
Because we got burgers to make.
Why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you?
Looks like somebody doesn't have their smile on. Why don't you go into the freezer and get some patties ready?
Oh no, Pomni working the front counter. No, that nervous bean taking orders. No, that poor bean. Let her work out back. Don't do this to her. Please don't do this to her. Oh, no.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it was freezing in there.
What were you... Who is...
Okay, maybe don't lock people in the freezer, please and thank you. That's terrifying.
What's going on?
Find out in the brand new episode coming at you soon.
Tee up. Someone in chat goes, you're the owner, you can be mean. Okay. Okay. What I was talking about before was when I was waitressing, but as an owner, I have banned people from my restaurant before, and I'll talk about that slightly. And that's because I had one that made a racist comment towards one of my employees, but like not directly towards them. It was like they were saying it about them while talking to their friend at their table. But they said it loud enough that like we all heard it. And I was like, we're not serving you anymore. You can take your food and leave. And they're like, what? And I handed them 2 boxes. I was like, yeah, you can get out. And they're like, what for? Blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, you said clearly a racist comment towards my own staff. Don't appreciate that. Get out. Right? And I didn't like chew them out or anything. I just said it very plainly. It's like, though I'm dramatic when I do content creation, because you get to see my most excitable self when I do content creation. But as a restaurant owner, there's a certain way to handle things, and blowing up and cussing them out is not the right way to handle things, right? There's a certain level of decorum you have to have, but I still will be stern with them because it's inappropriate, it's fucked up, and you got to stand up for your employees. Your employees should never be in a situation or an environment where they feel like they need to take that shit. And there's too many businesses, especially chains, where you have to take that shit because your managers won't stick up for you because they're worried about the optics. And it's like, that's why since I own a restaurant, it's very different. And I'm more than happy to step in and take control. Because I also have managerial experience too, though, right? Like I used to be a manager at a different restaurant back in the day too. So it's like, right? And they're like, you were listening in on a private conversation. And I was like, yeah, I was, because you were talking loud enough and being that disrespectful towards my employees that I could hear it. And that's not acceptable to me. If you want to talk about them while you're in the car, that's your own business, but you're in my establishment talking about them, and that's not appropriate behavior, right? That's a simple conversation. That's it, right? They said a lot of mean shit about me as they walked out, calling me a cunt, and that was it. And I was like, I didn't yell at them. I didn't clap back after that. It's just that simple, because your employees need to feel like that you have their back. You should never have your employees in a situation where they have to take shit like that because they're worried about losing a customer, right? That's not how you create a positive work environment. Because if they feel like they can be talked to that way, their service will go down. They won't feel as good, right? And it's like, shit, your workers are one of the main parts of like your establishment. And if they aren't comfortable, then what the hell are you doing, right? And yeah, like, yeah, my place probably could do better if I didn't go into situations like that. But it's like, I care more about being a fucking human than anything else, right? Yeah, I mean, I'll tell one small story about me. Was that one time I was there and I had someone be very openly racist about me because the place I own is a fish and chips place. And they said, N-words like me don't know how the fuck to make fish and chips. And I'm like, I mean, shit, I don't actually, because I just own the place. Right? But they said that while looking at me. And I just kind of stopped. And I was like, what? And they doubled down and said, you fucking immigrants. Because I had a worker who was like really dark-skinned, fully Indian. Right? And they doubled down. And I'm like, do you want to make fish and chips here? Are they taking your job? Just checking. Is that what's happening? Right? Just so awkward, right? Because I'm like, I don't fucking understand that immigrants are taking your jobs. Are you going to do the fucking job then? What the fuck are you talking about? You don't want to flip the fucking fish and chips. Shut up, bitch. Right? And it's like, oh my God, the level of racism, right? And I'm just standing there like in awe. And it took every fiber of my being not to just pop the fuck off. Because I can't handle when someone's mean to like my employee or like anyone else around me. Because it feels disrespect. Like if you say it towards myself, I have like this kind of built up tolerance that I shouldn't probably have, but I do. But I don't have it towards like when it comes to people around me, right? And I was like, your money's not good here, right? Which is like a common phrase. Your money's not good here. Took like the money that they paid for their order. It's like, leave. right? Get out. And they're like, why? Because we're white? And I'm like, no, actually, I'm perfectly fine with all their white customers. You just called me the N-word and you called him an immigrant and said we can't make food. So why do you want our food? Why are you ordering it then? I don't understand. I gotta say it flabbergasted and aloud. I just say it like that, exactly like that, just in shock. Like, what do you mean? Right? Like, what the fuck? Right? And they're like, oh, no, I see how it is. I'm going to write a review. And I'm like, what are you reviewing? You didn't get food. Which was a dickhead statement of me. Don't get me wrong. And they wrote a scathing review about how the owner, yep, is terrible. And I will take that any day of the week. I don't know, man. It just is what it is, man. I don't give a fuck what race you are when you eat at my restaurant, but don't feel like that makes you entitled to, like, say racist shit. Like, what the fuck? Everybody's money's good here except for a fucking racist. It's weird, man. Yeah, even suppliers. I had one supplier who was also like, oh, not a lot of white people around here, huh? For my staff. And I'm like, yeah, I have white staff. And they're like, yeah, usually you would see more in a fish and chips place. And I'm like, why is this so common for people to talk like this? Why is this like, why do they act like it's so casual? Like it's a normal conversation to have. Like, I'm just in awe. Like, no, I just hired people based off their credentials and how nice they were in the interview. I have all races of workers. I don't give a fuck. Right? I don't understand. Like, my brain is like imploding. And I'm like, they're not used to seeing a diverse staff where I have people of different races, including white. So they're like, it's just, but I guess they like, I don't know. Sorry, it wasn't a supplier. Sorry, that wasn't a supplier. It was a person who was interested in like buying some of the furniture because we were switching up the restaurant style. We were buying new furniture. So they were interested in buying the old furniture. Sorry, not the supplier. The suppliers are really great. They're really wonderful people. I want to correct that really quickly. But yeah, no, it's people wanted to buy the fucking furniture. And I was like, holy shit. Like, oh. Like, I don't know, man. It's weird as fuck. I've been called your people by my manager, and it really hurts my feelings. Yeah, man, it sucks to feel like you're like just regressed down to your race, even if you're like your manager is a person of color and you're white, and they say your people. That's fucking insulting too. That's terrible. Just saying. Like, you should never feel like shoved into a circle because of your race. That sucks. Yeah. How do we get from Amazing Digital Circus to this again? Because we're talking about restaurants. We're talking about how I own one. We talked about fast food experiences. We talked about service workers. We talked about Pomni also being anxious in the front. It's all relevant, bitch. Excuse you.
And then nobody was teleported
December
anywhere
13th!
ever again, and there was everlasting peace.
That's so soon. That's so exciting. Holy shit. That's so soon. That's like 2 weeks away, bro. Holy hell. Let's go. Well, thanks for watching, YouTube. Hope you enjoyed our little discussion about restaurants and talking about all that shit. We're gonna be doing Kitchen Nightmares at some point. Restaurant owner reacts to Kitchen Nightmares. That's a series we're gonna be doing. Don't know when. Hope you stick around for that too. Pick up my reactions to Amazing Digital Circus here on the channel, and we'll see you next time.